Sweet, let's get this one on the road. Hello. So today is Zodiac versus... oh, fucking hell, who is it? Hungry Pandas. There we go. Hello everybody who's tuning in today. How are we all on this lovely Sunday evening? Just want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people who have dropped some follows while I've been offline. The first one being Mockmus, second one being Darcy_321, Alana Jones, thank you as well, Hellwinder, thank you very much, and SPRX_. Thank you very much for the follows, everybody. And welcome to today's stream. We are now at 100 followers. How mad is that, everybody? How absolutely mad is that? Hey, Bibish, how's your days been today, mate? To put my points on Zodiac. Fair enough, fair enough. Hopefully they push through. My day's been alright, thank you. Been a little bit busy. Haven't maybe done all the stuff that I wanted to do, but hey-ho. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I'll be able to hopefully get some of the stuff done tomorrow when I'm not working. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see about that. Now, I do apologise if I'm a little bit all over the place. I was literally just finishing a ranked game that went on far too long, and unfortunately, we still lost it. So I'm on a bit of a downer because of that. But yeah, I've been roped in to do this one sort of last minute, but I'm going to get everything sorted out as quickly as possible so you guys can watch the first game. Hopefully I'm able to cast both the games today, but so far I've only signed up to do one because I've still got to go get dinner with my family and stuff. We eat generally quite late, so because of that we haven't actually eaten yet, so dinner is going to likely be in about an hour's time. So depending on how long the first map takes and what the scores is going to be looking like between these two teams will depend on whether I'm able to do the second map or not. As I said though, I am a little bit all over the place this evening, so I've just got to see to a couple of things. So if I'm quiet for a bit of time before we get into this game, I do apologise, but we should be getting into it sooner rather than later. First map we will see though is Coastline, where we see Hungry Pandas start on the attack, and in OT we will see Zodiac go onto the attack. So therefore I need the orange team there. All band operators sorted. There we go. We're just waiting for the remainder of Hungry Pandas to join in, and then we'll be ready to go. I just need to respond to a few messages first, and then I'll be right with you guys. There we go. Sorry everybody, like I say, I've got unfortunately I've got so many different things to be sorting out at once right here. Does mean that I've got my hands just a little bit full, if I'm perfectly honest. But hey ho, we will get there in the end, won't we? We will get there in the end. I just also need to put out some self promos. Of course, can't be streaming without dropping myself out there so that everybody comes and watches and we get a few more people up. Today we are seeing Zodiac versus Hungry Pandas. There we go. Now let's copy that link. Copy. Send it in that game. And then in this one. Where's my bloomin'... Now this stuff that of course you're seeing from me right now, you guys normally just... You don't have to see it. It goes on in the background before any of the games start. But today, because I'm so... sort of doing this all last minute, you actually get to listen to me. Well, listen, watch me, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely faff about, basically, trying to get all of this sorted out. But hopefully very soon we will get the proceedings underway. We're just waiting for one final member of Hungry Pandas to join in, and then we will be ready to go. Goodness me, can't English. At everyone! Woo! Currently live with Game 1 between at Hungry... Oh, can't spell. Hungry Pandas versus at Zodiac. Come show some love and use bet those channel points on the winning side. There we go. All sorted. I think that's now everything ready to go. Hi Joshua, how you doing, man? You're not playing in today's... Oh, you are playing in today's game. Fair enough. I was going to say, I'll get the predictions sorted out nice and quickly then, especially as we have all the members now in. Does mean that we'll be underway and nice and soon. We also have Zodiac in here for the win. There we go. I will put 20 minutes on this one. Start the prediction. Got it. Let's go. Everybody start getting those channel points placed on it. As soon as you've done all of that, we should then... Well, hopefully you guys get some good votes across. Hopefully not wasting those channel points. We'll see exactly what happens. Hi, Carmas. How you doing? Start we all ready? Sweet. I'll just wait for you and Joshua to place your bets and then bugger off out the chat, because I don't want you guys here. But as soon as you're gone, then we will go from there. By the way, hey, Dark, how you doing, man? If you lose, that would be upsetting. Yes, indeed it would. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, now that everything is all sorted out, let's get our gambling free con. Yes, you've done that. Now go away, Josh. Dark, can you... how do I... hey, Coasty Coffer. Is that Coasty? Coasty Coffee, there we go. There we go. Can you make sure that Carmaz and Josh have left the chat by the time we start this one? Anyway, all teams are now ready as far as I'm aware. I'm just going to double check in the Discord chat, and once I've got that confirmation, we will get things underway. I say apologies for the little bit of a mess this evening. I wasn't fully prepared for this, as in a ranked game. Sweet. As in a ranked game right until the last few minutes, so I wasn't quite able to get this set up and prepared as much as in advance as I maybe would like. But hey ho, we're here now, we're ready to rock and roll, so let's get into this one. The first map we're going to be seeing today is Coastline. You guys should be able to go and see the second map. I'm not sure who will be streaming it, but it might not be me. It depends on how long it takes for this first map to unfold, since I still have dinner to eat this evening with my family. And with it being, I believe we're having some sort of pie with like roast / steamed vegetables. It's going to be a lot of fun. But unfortunately with that sort of dinner, you sort of need to have it while it's hot. And if you let it go cold, then, oh, can't be having that. So, got to make sure that I am finished in time for whenever dinner will be ready / completed. JX Smooth. Cheers, buddy. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Who's actually in here today? Have we got some of the regulars? I've already seen Beebish around. He's been dropping all his points on Zodiac. Jason's in here. Hey up, how you doing, man? Has Lydia come and joined? I don't know. She's normally around somewhere. Has she come to play? Lydia, if you are there, have you come to put all of your channel points on the losing team? Callum's here. Hey Callum, how you doing, man? Everybody's here. It's like the whole family's here. Oh, it's great. I'd say I'm a regular now. Yeah, I would. Hey, it's Duku as well. Just Callum in the chat. Anyway, the bands coming out are the Monty, Jackal, Mirror, and Valkyrie. Valkyrie and the Monty being sort of a stereotypical bands on this map. I can't English. Of course, the Monty can help aid with a lot of pushes because, of course, he's just that walking drone that is very impervious to any sort of, well, direct bullets to the front just don't work. And, of course, you have to use explosions in the right locations to do any damage to him and, of course, take off bits of health and eventually get him down on his ass. So, of course, a attack spearheaded by a Monty could be quite deadly and very difficult to counter, especially if you bring like a Nomad along and you can Nomad off like top of those staircases, so the rotates to get behind the Monty and the pushing attackers can't work, or you just have members watching those flanks. So getting him off the board does mean that it's a lot easier because anybody pushing into sight, of course, doesn't have a impervious shield in front of their face, so if you shoot them in the face, hopefully they will die. But this is Siege, so it might not always happen. Anyway, we also see the Mirror and the Valkyrie. Mirror, often we see some Mirror strats coming out on this map. Of course, getting her off of the board does mean that she will not be able to be played in that manner. And finally, getting the Valkyrie off does help reduce any runouts and spawn peaks that might happen. Valkyrie can certainly be very strong on this map, throwing those cams deep outside, meaning she can spot the attackers as they push close to certain doors and windows, and then the Valkyrie can just run out and collect them very easily. Certainly if they're not expecting it, but of course, these runouts can still happen. But with the Valkyrie off the board, there's going to be less intel in the pockets of the defenders when they do the run out, so hopefully the attackers still have a good advantage on them. I just got back home from work. What about you, Callum? Oh, there's just Jason and Callum having a casual chat in the chat. Well, that's what it's there for, so you guys go absolutely mad. By the way, thank you very much, Zengilone Wolf. Have I pronounced that correctly? I think I tried, I got close, but whether I nailed it, I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for the follow, I do greatly appreciate it. Anyway, the first site that we are seeing the side of Zodiac going to will be the kitchen and service entrance. Having a Smoke and Maestro on side, mainly playing directly inside. The rest of the team, though, deciding to go on many different forms of roams. We see, of course, the Legion of Q-Raid going up the main white stairs all the way into penthouse. You also see the Jaeger of Karmaz going up onto this top floor playing around Hooker Bar, and also the Bandit of Woods playing all the way safely in Sunrise at the moment. I'm forgetting the names of these places. Of course, Smoke at the moment is playing on this shield, watching towards the service entrance. It does seem like he's maybe got a bit of a pixel peek underneath the corner of the shield at the bottom as it connects with the bomb. Of course, now that I've swapped to him, he's not actually going to be showing us as that. But Drone's now spotting out Woods here, who is currently playing in the blue. In the Sunrise area, a bit of lag possibly from Ash, the champion. Unfortunately, meaning that gunfight maybe walks away with a little more health than would have liked. Definitely had the drop on Woods. But of course, they managed to get it. Team Solaire, though, managed to pick up Joshua playing on the top foot. No, playing in sight, sorry. As Maestro tried to swing the main lobby, but unfortunately walked away, losing his life and his head. Q-Raid, though, managing to pick up Vesper, the Thatcher, pushing in on the main lobby door. Woods now gets a headshot onto Champion, finally finishing him off in that gunfight over towards Blue Bar. Instantly fragged back, though, by the likes of Karma, pushing through this Blue Bar area. Now check it, going on to Drone, just to see exactly what's going on. As Team Slayer is also droning into the main lobby, working out exactly where that Legion is so he can make the swing, connect the heads, and hopefully take him off the board. Another little drone coming out here, but Karmaz managed to pick up Leechy up on the top floor. He was pushing through the billiards area, but manages to completely get rid of him. Lots of separate gunfights going on in this map, and trying to keep track of them all is very difficult. As we see now, Team Solaire pushing up, getting a double kill, collecting Q-Raid, who was playing over by the CC area. Now linking up with the Zofia, does mean that both members of Hungry Pandas are able to start pushing together. Now in a 2v2 does mean that the numbers are closer for them. Means that there's plenty that they can still do with this, but exactly how they're going to attack into this site with 40 seconds left is left to be seen. Both deciding exactly what they want to do. Of course, Zofia contesting this angle, contesting the long hallway angle. The Team Solaire taking a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, a cheeky little flick there, taking Karmaz completely off the board. Now both of them have to push together to try and get this smoke. Smoke canister doing a little bit of damage there onto Team Solaire as they now push in on this triple wall location, looking to try and get the plant down. Neokul on the smoke here is now in 1v2 and the plant is going down. They've called in and come, so he went too late for it. Smoke canister coming out, but now that the plant's down, that's not going to do any damage as the remaining two members of the Hungry Pandas fall off. One going to courtyard, one going out all the way to the main door, holding that incredibly long angle onto the diffuser. Hopefully it won't be able to be long armed by the likes of Neokul, otherwise being able to be spotted from here He won't be able to get picked up. A Nomad blasting that smoke off his feet as he tries to contest this courtyard angle. Both members walking away with a bit of damage done, but unfortunately... Oh, the shotgun being pulled out by the smoke takes the head off the Zofia. Now the ace is left in a 1v1. 11 seconds left though, we just need to survive a little bit longer and the defuse timer will not be long enough. And there you go, to finish it off with a 4k, Team Solaire picks up the life of Neokul, taking him off the board and securing round number 1 for Hungry Pandas. Very well executed game there coming out on the side of Hungry Pandas. Of course, losing a few members of their team early on to the roam of Zodiac, but keeping their cool for as long as possible. And of course, Team Solaire definitely being the MVP of that one, getting 4 kills just himself with good drone work, good communication with the remaining team member, let that plank go down. Of course, then pressured the remaining member of Zodiac into those situations, and eventually, with the time ticking so low, he could take that gunfight even if he'd lost it. I do believe that Hungry Pandas would have still won it because the defuse timer would not have allowed the smoke to turn around and defuse that bomb. So very well played on the side of Hungry Pandas there. By the way, thank you very much, Coasty Coffee, for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. We're now at 102 followers. Like, what the hell is this, everybody? For those of you that don't know, I only really started this casting malarkey maybe about a month ago now, and I had 7 followers at the beginning of it. I was not well known, this is my first time sort of ever doing it, but here I am now with about 22 of you watching this stream, and 102 followers and 2 subscribers. Like, what on earth is going on? It's still not massive numbers, but I just greatly appreciate the fact that you guys enjoy watching me when I am streaming like this. It is greatly appreciated, and I love you guys tuning in and just chatting to me. Gives me something to do. Takes my mind off work. It's going to be a bit of a drag at the best of times. Here we see a very aggressive angle being played here by the Legion. Not exactly sure where he was shooting from. Couldn't quite get to him in time for us to see that. Fortunately, though, for the side of Hungry Pandas, nobody spawned in the location he was shooting towards, meaning that nobody lost any health and nobody lost their head. Once again, though, Zodiac deciding that the kitchen hold is going to be the one that they want to favour. But exactly how this will work out for them this time. The smoke shield being slightly placed in a different location. Excuse me. Try and cancel that, and some more reinforcements being used on this service wall. But of course, we saw most of the attack coming through into the main lobby here, as we now see Woods and Team Solaire getting very close to one another. The drone coming out, spotting out that bandit. Team Solaire hopping off it, looking for the bandit. He does see him. Woods now left on a 10 hit points just about, as we now see 3 other members of Hungry Pandas deciding to push into this office side, trying to contest onto the Jaeger of Karmaz playing in the blue bar area. Yash now swings the door, holding a little cheeky angle, but a team kill coming out from Leechy. That is exactly what you didn't want to do, Leechy. Oh dear. More team damage being done from the champion onto Leechy, maybe a bit of a punishment there. But we now see that the champion managed to finally pick up that kill onto Karmaz, and Woods now is left over here in a 1v2. But he is on very low health in that situation. A refrag could come out from either Leechy or the champion. Ideally, Leechy wants to be the one that gets fragged out, and the champion collect the kill. Since Leechy is on such low health, you do not want to lose the full health of champion and then have that very low health member of Leechy still on the board. Any member of the team still left on the board with a gun, of course, is always welcome. But of course, the more health you have, the better you're going to be. As we now see Woods currently playing behind this bar location, being safe from that pre-fire coming through from the blue bar wall. Mainly just because he is crouched behind that bar, and that bar providing solid protection from any attackers pushing in. A C4 coming out, but thrown a little too early, does mean that he didn't collect anybody, and the champion pushes through, collecting Woods finally. Last 3 members of Zodiac are now inside, but the champion swings the corner and lands a beautiful little headshot there onto Neokul, playing close to in that little corner. I don't know what that corner's really called. I want to call it beer corner. Default cam is already down though, so champion doesn't need to get his Vesper. Swings the corner and picks off Hugh Raid. Now Joshua left in a 1v3. He does have the bullets for it, but unfortunately, with all the remaining members of Hungry Pandas spilling into the room around him, they managed to pick him up and off the board, securing themselves round number 2. A very, very well played round there from Hungry Pandas. Much better than the first, of course, getting that advantage early and just pushing through with it. They had the numbers as they pushed into sight, and eventually those that were just sat there left stuck in the sights were eventually taken out one by one. as Hungry Pandas made their way in. This time, of course, it's not just coming down to the one player of Team Solaire. This one was shared about a little bit more. Corso, Lychee, unfortunately, team killing the Ash of Karma, but it didn't matter in the end as they were still able to walk away with that round victory. Let's have a quick look in chat and see how you're all doing. How do I vote? Bet the Zodiac will lose. Kills, you use your channel points. There should be a little button somewhere in the chat that you click that says predict. You choose the side that you want to vote for if you haven't already. I think I can see that you have put some points on it already, so it looks like you've already figured that one out. So I will shut up as we now see Zodiac going to the top floor, which is billiards and hooker. Not sure, mate. What are you doing after this match? I'm not having a late one today. I'll be on for 3-4 hours. Hit me up if you're on. Yeah, I'll do the same, Jason. I've got to go for dinner and stuff after this, but I will be around at some point. Why is Ali B on his Smith? I have no idea. Husser or HU55A. I'm assuming it's supposed to be pronounced Husser. I think it might just be because, well, I don't even know which one is Ali B's Smurf. But it might just be the PSN that he's registered with under this league, as this is a very new league called the Galactic League that has been set up. And this is currently week 1, so we've seen very few teams playing so far, and this is one of the first matches that we will be seeing. A little bit of an aggressive angle there, being taken by Q-Raid once again, this time on the smoke. Running out, testing the waters a little bit on that aqua balcony. Isn't able to pick anybody up though, as nobody spawns at the ruins and pushes up the angle that he was looking. But now we see 2 members pushing the top of the ruins, holding those long angles through the billiards window and also the hooker door, while the remaining members of Hungry Pandas, I believe, are, yes, they are on the roof, deciding exactly where they want to push. That hatch into Penthouse has been opened, and a drone coming in, looking for that Legion, but the Legion is all the way down on the ground floor in the main lobby. Ash has now dropped, and she's being droned in nicely there, not exactly sure who by, but of course she's having the intel. The intel now comes out that the Legion is playing at the top of these white stairs. Has now dropped off, but with no drone to make that call. The Ash is just going to sit patiently waiting to see if he's going to push up. But sadly, as he's dropped below, that will not happen. A little bit of a rotate coming out now, round into the VIP area. As we now see also the Jaeger of Karmaz playing behind this aqua bar table. Pulso on Neakul being played below, looking for any C4s as the push maybe comes through into Aquarium. Of course, rotating through into Sunrise if they push into Hooker. Just trying to get some C4 plays from below, but nobody's biting just yet as the members of Hungry Pandas are still outside and waiting to, what's the word? Push on into sight. A gunfight coming out here between Lychee and Woods. Lychee comes off slightly worse from it, but Woods now getting pressured a lot. Now falls off as a little pinch from the Ash finishes him off. Good call there from Lychee means that the Ash is able to rotate all the way from, well, not all the way from, but from VIP and join in with that gunfight, making it a 2v1, leaving Woods outnumbered, which unfortunately means that he falls. Vesper, though, being picked up by Q-Raid, I believe that was on the hooker balcony. Or maybe playing below, I didn't quite see. No, he was on the rappel and got taken off on that cheeky little angle by the mute using the SMG-11. No, the smoke using the SMG-11, apologies. Things now cooling it down a little bit for Hungry Pandas as we're left in the remaining 40 seconds. They have to decide exactly what they do, but a lovely little headshot coming out there secures the head of Q-Raid as he swings out from behind the bomb, trying to throw a smoke cannon to delay time, but in the end he just means his body is left on the floor. Team Solaire managing to help as Joshua swings the angle, but his head is taken clean off. Team Solaire now being pressured all the way over in luggage. Karmaz now takes him out. 15 seconds left for these teams, as the announcer just said. The diffuser is down. It was on Whitey's body. Aggression has to come out here now from the side of Hungry Pandas, but Karmaz manages to down the Ash in the doorway, gets a triple kill, gets a headshot, and now the champion is left in this very dire situation. But a pistol kill coming out from Karmaz right at the very end there. A little bit of a pre-fire into luggage, collects the head of the champion as he pushes down the luggage corridor, securing Karmaz a double kill and guaranteeing his team the round. They were pretty much guaranteed it anyway because the Zofia had to get a double kill in the final 2 seconds of the round. But of course, in the end, that didn't really matter. Just have a look, mate. Yes, I will at another point. Yep, but not right now. Remind me of the command, and I will. There you go. My Wi-Fi just died. What have I missed? Well, Bibish, you have missed Zodiac getting around back on the board. This time they went upstairs into the hooker billiard site, and with some good players coming out across the team, they were able to eventually secure out the win. It certainly looked more in favour of Hungry Pandas as their push came in. It was still a 4v3 with about 40 seconds left on the clock, but a good kill from Karmaz onto the ace of Team Solaire, who was carrying the diffuser in the luggage corridor, did mean that Hungry Pandas were somewhat pressured in the last 15 seconds to try and make something happen, but unfortunately the gunfights were lost. Karmaz collected the kills, and everything eventually ended up falling the way of Zodiac, with one member still left on the board and no time remaining for either a plant to go down or the final kill to come out. So, fortunately for Zodiac, they were able to win that one out, whether it would have been through time or whether it was through kills. They still managed to get the win out of that one. Now deciding to go back downstairs into this kitchen site, though. Hopefully it goes a little bit better for them than we've seen on the first few rounds, as of course they weren't able to make anything click, and unfortunately were not able to win on that one. Oh dear, the champion seems to be lagging quite badly, unfortunately. Hopefully that ping comes back down, as we now see... As we now see the players of Hungry Hippos deciding exactly where they're going to be pushing into. The Bandit, though, currently playing all the way over in downstairs in office. Currently been droned out, so he's decided to give that one up, but playing above him is Q-Raid on the Vigil. Now being pushed out of Aquarium as well, as the Ash starts to contest here. The Zofia seems to be droning out, but droning out below, so the Ash is just peeking this one with any intel that she has, which is none. Q-Raid, though, and Joshua and Karmaz, sorry, have both relocated. Joshua has relocated, but he's now gone into bathroom, close on the door here, just waiting for somebody's push, playing in the sink. Not sure that's normally what you use. You normally use the sink to wash your hands, but currently he's washing his feet right now. But whatever floats your boat, Bandit. Surely, if Bandit's high enough, then anything makes sense to him. No worries, Bibish. Any time, my man. Vesper playing the caps out, putting a bit of pressure onto the service door, trying to find any picks that he can. Right now looking for any toes, looking for any bodies that you can see through these little holes. Unfortunately decides to move away at just the wrong moment, so he doesn't quite see anybody, and those railings are proving very difficult to see through as well. No shots landing so far, as we now see the other members of Hungry Hippo starting to make a bit of progress as they now start taking blue bar, beginning to apply a bit of pressure onto this side of the kitchen site. But Karmaz playing behind the bar manages to pick off the head of Karmaz as he tries to swing from blue bar. Of course, Karmaz being in Sunrise. Team Solaire, though, answers back in type with Champion as well, collecting the head of Karmaz. Team Solaire being caught in the smoke there does take a bit of damage at the main entrance. Now just trying to work out where exactly he's going to be pressured from here. A vault hole been opened up directly into the kitchen site. Trying to work out exactly where people are playing. Joshua managed to pick up the head of Lychee, but unfortunately Team Solaire runs out of rounds just at the wrong moment and is taken off the board. The champion gets taken out, but Team Solaire gets an instant refrag, and Karma picks up Q-Raid with a nicely placed Claymore. Vesper is in sight, though, manages to put down that diffuser. It takes a lot of damage as he jumps back out, but the diffuser is now down by the window, and Neokul is left in a 1v2 situation. He's looking over here at the service entrance door, but nobody from the side of Zodiac is actually... Sorry, Hungry Pandas is actually over here. The nearest player is Team Solaire, who's currently playing in the main lobby. He's watching for that cross, and he does see it. He managed to do a bit of damage, but unfortunately gets taken out by that SMG-11. So damaging at that close range. Recall being trolled. It's now a 1v1 with Vesper just chilling outside at the moment. He doesn't have any of his firebolts left, so he does have to be aggressive here to try and get this one off. Pre-fire's coming out, unfortunately hits the hands, but eventually jumps in and finally secures the kill. Onto Neokul, securing round number 4 for Hungry Pandas, making the score currently 3-1. Very well played from them there. Of course, utilising the fact that maybe there wasn't as much intel around that kitchen site, allowing Vesper to jump in through that window, get that plant down in relative safety, and only very late in that planting, in of course the time frame of him putting that plant down, did the call come out and the smoke canister come. If that smoke canister come out much sooner, the plant would not have been made, and of course we may have seen a very different outcome, as there was not much time left on the board between these two teams. Fortunately, though, for the side of Hungry Pandas, they were able to get that one out. Maybe the gunfights that were going on, the explosions around the map, meant that Neokul was not able to actually hear very well, so was not able to know when that that the Capitao was in sight and planting. So not only was it his own sound cues, but they maybe didn't have the intel from the rest of the team to make that call that the plant was going down in that specific spot. It's very well played from Vesper there, of course, going for the most opportune moment to get in and get a plant down. And of course, secure round number 4 and the third round for Hungry Pandas. I was about to say Hungry Hippos. That's it. That's something completely different. But Hungry Pandas, of course, showing their dominance so far on this map. I believe this was Zodiac's pick for a map, and Hungry Pandas decided on the attacking first. And it does seem that at the moment they have the measure of this Zodiac team. Joshua running outside, trying to find that cheeky angle. Unfortunately, the person that crossed it before he was able to find it. So his shots were not able to land on anybody. Now runs back into sight and uses the last of his bandit batteries just to make sure that that single reinforcement between the sites is kept bandited and safe, so nobody can get it open. Currently see Neokul swapping from the smoke onto the Capcan and playing around the security room area on the southern side of the map. We also see a swap from Q-Raid. He's swapped from the Vigil onto the Mozzie at this moment in time. Currently just standing still, listening as best he can. Trying to work out where people are going to be pushing from. Deciding not to use cams, though, I would personally be flicking on and off of cams as well as listening, if I was in this position. And now we've got to see exactly what happens here. The Book and the Nomad playing together to currently start taking above and into this penthouse. Karma currently opening up the wall, trying to hold some of these cheeky angles and free fires through the wall, but nobody currently being anywhere near on the side of Zodiac means that those shots will just be there for show, to give us something to look at as we are currently watching. Nomad, though, on the rappel is also covering the angle as another member, although actually no, the Book has now swapped onto droning. As we now also see, once again, Vesper on the Capitao playing around this kitchen window. Excuse me. Does not have the diffuser in hand this time, of course, deciding that maybe going for the same plant twice in a row will not quite work, especially as it was more of a surprise plant than necessarily the best place to leave that plant. A bit of a pre-fire coming out there onto the Legion, as of course Vesper saw him cross behind his railings. Unfortunately, he was still in the far site, so those shots not able to go through the solid wall. Woods now taking a lot of damage. I'm not quite sure exactly where from, maybe upstairs. No, he just took the damage from Vesper playing on the kitchen window as he's still in sight. A couple of people pushing in upstairs. We have the Nomad playing the vertical angle. The diffuser has now been dropped, though, to Vesper, who is outside that service entrance. Looks like they're wanting to open up the angles, push people off. The Capitao bolt now coming out, pushing Joshua off of his strong position. So Vesper may now be able to push in. Team Solaire, though, gets picked off by Neokul, but instantly refragged back by Vesper, taking off the head of Joshua from this main door area. He's now waiting to be pushing. The champion takes out Q-Raid, who was playing close in the B site. As now the numbers are 4-3 in favour of Hungry Pandas. They still have a very short amount of time left on the clock, so they need to make something happen here. Either pick up the remaining 3 players or go for that diffuse. Deciding exactly where they want to go is going to be a difficult one with 15 seconds down the clock. They need to make something happen here. As we see Leechy run in. Doesn't realise that the Legion of Woods LDN is playing in one of those cubicles. Shots coming out, picking him up. But now the plant is going down on Vesper on the main double door. The shots coming out, but not quite managing to land them. He's literally on top of everybody, absolutely whiffing everything. But there we go. Karma! Prones on the floor, spins round, headshots Karmaz, and manages to get the final kill onto the Legion, dropping off that table. Oh my goodness, it was the one random spray through the smoke. Managed to just about get the head of Karmaz pushing there. Incredibly lucky there from the Book, but also very well played right at the end there to manage to force that plant down, give them the little bit of time, and of course there was a relatively good chance that he'd still be able to win that. Very unfortunate though on the side of Woods, who did pre-fire through that smoke, both at the head height and also when he vaulted over the desk, but unfortunately managed to land no shots on either of the 2 players that were there until it was far too little, too late, and unfortunately he lost his life in the process. So with us going into the final round of this half, round number 6, We currently see Team Hungry Pandas sat on a round score of 4 rounds to the 1 of Zodiac. Zodiac, now that the Hooker Billiards room is open again, deciding to go back up to this top floor. This is where they won their one and only round so far. Hopefully it works out as well for them this time, although last time very much looked in favour of Hungry Pandas, right until the very end where Karmaz was able to pick off the ace who pushed down onto this black top balcony outside luggage, and unfortunately because he won that gunfight, the diffuser was left out here with only 15 seconds on the clock. Did mean that all that Karmaz and the remaining member of Zodiac had to do was just remain alive and deny that plant, and that's exactly what they did, managing to win that one out. Will they be able to put up a similar performance this time and be just as critical with some of their kills? Or will we see what looked to be a round that should have gone in favour of Hungry Pandas once again going in favour of them, getting those early picks? Q-Raid being very aggressive here on the Ruins Aqua angle. Of course, so nobody has actually spawned there from the side of Hungry Pandas. They are all over towards this eastern side and in the main entrance. Oh, excuse me everybody, bit of a yawn. Oh. By the way, Kills999, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Could have sworn you followed the other day. Is this a second account or something, or did you just accidentally unfollow? Either way, thank you for the follow, whether it's again or for the first time. Greatly appreciate it, man. To be honest, I am slightly losing track of all you guys who are following me, so if I do make any assumptions like that, I do apologise. Just me and my tired old brain. So far though, once again we see Zodiac with a lot of roam presence downstairs. Of course, we have one member currently sat midway on the Cool Vibes stairs, but we also see the Vigil of Q-Raid playing below in the Cool Vibes corridor towards the courtyard. We also see the member, I believe it's Karmaz. No, Karmaz is up in sight. We see Joshua being the one on the Cool Vibes stairs. Woods is all the way on the white stairs at the moment playing offside, and Nayakul playing below. Between Sunrise, Blue Bar and Office are looking for those players of Hungry Pandas that push in sight, trying to see for them through the floor. Certainly if the plant or the diffuse comes down very late in the round and that pulse is still on the board on the side of Zodiac, then that could prove very crucial for them winning this round as well. Since if the plant comes down as delayed as it did in the previous round that we saw from Hungry Pandas, then they may be able to get that C4 onto that player who's trying to plant, and of course take him completely off the board and secure themselves that victory. Q-Raid manages to just about sneak under that window there, not being spotted at all by Vesper, who's currently playing very aggressively onto this hooker window. Woods and Leechy are now in a gunfight over on the other side of the map. Woods now on much lower health, and Leechy managing to finish that one off, being left on about 50 hit points in the process. Team Solem takes a lot of damage, but goodness me, so much stuff coming off there. Karmaz managed to get a shot onto Team Soler out on the balcony. Managed to win that one. Karma's now left on 25 health though in a 4v2 situation. Nayakul though still left on the board. He may prove crucial with that C4 from below. He can see the players. Somebody's in. He's going for the C4. But the Bucks moved off at just the right time. He gets taken out. Vesper also managed to take out Karmas, who's playing inside. The plant is now come down and Nayakul is left in a 1v4. And Leechy, watching those Cool Vibe stairs, managed to take him off the board and secure round number 6, the final one of this half for Hungry Pandas. Leaving the scoreline currently at 5 rounds to 1. Unfollowed by accident, so I refollowed. Thank you very much, Kills, and no worries about the unfollow. It's all good. I did wonder why I'd lost one. I had a stream, and like a day later I went back to see my followers. I was like, I'm so close to 100, wonder what I'm at now. I finished the stream on 98, and then I was at 97, and I was like, what's happened here? Does somebody not like me? But it's if it's just an accidental unfollow, then no worries, my dude. Glad you're able to tune in today. And of course, renew that follow. Greatly appreciate it, man. And also, thank you very much for Pom Dogger for the follow. Greatly appreciate it, man. Or woman, in fact. Either or, don't mind. We are open to all here on the Elemental X6 channel. But thank you for joining the Elemental crew, as I'm now going to start calling you because somebody suggested it in chat the other day. If you all hate it, do let me know, but I certainly think the Elementals is quite a cool, catchy name, in my opinion, but then again I would because it's sort of my name and you guys are my followers, so I do get a bit of say at the end, but if you guys really hate it, then do let me know. We might look to call you guys something out, but for now I think the Elementals is pretty good as it is. Also, Brother Hosey, or Hozzy, thank you very much for the follow. Everybody's popping off today with the follows. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyway, now that we have seen these two sides swap, we now see Hungry Pandas going onto this top floor and playing in the hooker billiards room. This was the site that Zodiac managed to win one round of, but unfortunately not able to win it out in that last showing. Will Hungry Pandas have a different setup that works for them, that is able to stop the assault from Zodiac and eventually win this one out for them? 2 rounds need to be put in the pockets of Hungry Pandas right now without seeing overtime for them to win this one. And on the side of Zodiac, we will need to see, I believe, 6 rounds. Yes, indeed. 6 rounds will need to be put in their pockets before we see overtime, before they're able to walk away with the win from this one. If, of course, we do see overtime, we will see more rounds than that, but we will just have to wait and see exactly what happens. Once again, a couple of roamers being present. This time, these two will be Karma and Vesper, both playing on opposite sides of the map on the ground floor. Karma playing all the way over in the office blue bar side, and Vesper playing all the way over in kitchen. The rest of the players of Hungry Pandas are playing towards site. The Smoke is playing in this pink corner. Currently trying to see if he can see any feet. He knows that the sledge is there. A little nade being cooked out by Naya. Cool. Does Smoke realise it? No, he doesn't. Lands perfectly on him. Oh my goodness. Leechy, you just absolutely ate that grenade. And now Joshua's already into sight and starting to put a defuse down onto default plant spot. Hungry Pandas there having a bit of issue, as it seems like the champion seems to have a bit of a massive lag spike and got stuck in place as he's trying to run inside. The diffuser is now planted for Zodiac, and they have 5 members on board with only 3 left on the side of Hungry Pandas. Playing in these very advantageous positions. Team Soler though manages to push up and take care of Joshua, and also Nayakul. He is being pressured though by the Nomad playing on the double window repel. More shots coming now though onto Luggage. C4 doesn't quite land as Team Soler now has to swing, but unfortunately gets taken out. Vesper's now left in this 1v3. Not much time left on the defuse, even if he gets all the kills right here, right now. I don't think he's got this. And a nice little crossfire, both from the Aquarium Bout and also the double window repel, means that he's not able to get any further than that Luggage Aquarium door. Gets put down on his arse, and the diffuser will tick down, and the attackers will win. Zodiac, of course, winning out this first round on their attacking side. A good showing from them so far. Means that the score is now 5-2 as we head into round number 8. Open Gaming will win the league, says Parallax R6, who I also... words, who also followed just a minute ago, along with S-Dragon19. Thank you very much, both of you, for dropping the follow. And Parallax Open Gaming. Can't say I've seen them play yet, or know necessarily who's on that roster, but I'm sure over the upcoming weeks we will see. We'll see them play and see whether your prediction this early on will come true to that fact. Jason, I'm going to jump in some unranked. I'll see you in a bit. In a bit, Jason. Enjoy your unranked. Hope it goes well. You can always leave the stream on in the background. It certainly helps me out, but if you're just going to leave me like that... Anyway, I hope the unranked goes good, and if you're still on later, I might drop you a message and we'll do some unranked ourselves. Once again, though, from the side of Hungry Pandas, we see them going back to this top floor site. Thinking that, you know what? We got scammed losing that one last time. Certainly after Leechy managed to eat a very well-placed grenade through the drone hole here into pink. It very much went in favour of Zodiac right from that point. Hopefully this time he doesn't play so aggressive, or at least hears when that grenade is pulled out on the side of Nayakul, so he's able to get his ass out of there before his ass gets blown up. From there, of course, Zodiac had the intel that they needed so that they could just push in and get the plant down onto that A bomb. Of course, if that intel hadn't been there, they wouldn't have known to push in there and get that plant down, which of course meant that the time pressure was then on for Hungry Pandas, which unfortunately eventually led to them losing, as they just had to swing corners, and unfortunately they didn't win all of their gunfights as there were just so many bodies holding the crosses, meaning that, yeah, they were just eventually taken out. And being in that numbers disadvantage as well, one of the members of Hungry Pandas would have had to get at least 2, if not 3 kills on the trots, or just to himself, to try and get them back in this. Otherwise, Zodiac would have always had the man advantage as long as they were able to trade, which they did so very well, meaning that round went in favour of them. Oh, goodness me, it's a little bit warm in my room. I think I might have a quick pause just after this round. Well, while they're doing picks and not picks and bans, but picks and everything. Just open a window because it's very warm in my room right now. But for now, not much really going on between these two teams. Of course, people starting to get a little bit of map control. Q-Raid, of course, has pushed into the VIP room, holding this cheeky little angle. Playing on that double window once again. Can a member of Hungry Pandas be below and punish from this pink window here? Nomad is on her drone, completely unaware, is sort of slightly aware of it, but Q-Raid though managed to get the first kill. This one onto Team Celeb, but also Leechy as well has pushed up from this VIP angle and is now contesting on to the Cool Vibe stairs. The site is basically now completely in favour of Zodiac as Q-Raid managed to pick up a third kill. Is this going to be a fourth on the Cool Vibe stairs? I'm not quite sure. Yes, it will be. The pistol gets pulled out and a fourth one. A quad kill now for Q-Raid. Can he secure this with the ace? As the C4 comes out onto the man planting behind that a bomb. Now, either whoever wins this may get the ace. If Q-Raid gets the final kill, he will get the ace. And of course, if Vesper wins this in the 1v4, he will also get the ace and the win. Q-Raid though swings the angle. Oh, Q-Raid finally managed to pick up Vesper and secures himself the ace. Very well played there from Q-Raid. Sneaking into VIP and just taking that Vars control, pushing on into sight, flicking left, right and centre. Some very nice angles coming out there from Q-Raid. Oh, I need to open a window, don't I? Anyway, back in a second while I just open a window. Because Blumeneck, is it very warm in my room? Fortunately, I can still talk to you guys while I'm doing so. But as long as the connection remains good. As I do have a wireless headset. So for all you guys know, I could have wandered off into a completely different room. And I could still be talking to you. But no, I am still here, sat in my chair, watching this game unfold just like you guys are. As we currently see the rounds going in favour 5-3 for Hungry Pandas. Hopefully they can start to find some momentum on this defensive side. So far, of course, Coastline is a very attacker-sided map. And both teams have been proving this, of course. Hungry Pandas going 5 rounds won on their attacking side. And now on the defence have not been able to find one. Zodiac, though, able to get their first 2 under their belt, but that was against the top floor hooker billiard site. And now as we go into the kitchen and service entrance, the outcome may be slightly different between these two teams. Let's see whether Hungry Pandas can start pushing forwards to get a few more rounds on the board for them.
5 seconds to go.
Hi, Owner Luca. Welcome to the stream, my dude. How you doing? Having a good Sunday? An interesting thing to note that we see currently from Hungry Pandas is how much of this wall they still leave soft, but as I say that, Q-Raid just so rudely interrupts, continuing his ace from last round with a nice little early pick onto the head of Karma. Not exactly sure where he was pushing, whether he was playing in the little sunrise room. Q-Raid having a bit of a spin there. Not quite sure why, or what he was doing. Or was that just a very lucky shot all the way through as the Vigil pushed across? I'm not quite sure where he got that headshot kill, but either way, a very nice early pick for Q-Raid, continuing his ace from the previous round, and of course continuing into this game here.
Target detected. First floor, having needle.
2 members of the side of Hungry Pandas are now left on site. It is the Bandit of Team Solaire and the Smoke of Leechy HD. They are left in sight to fend for themselves, hopefully able to watch each other's backs, but Vesper playing upstairs in Penthouse manages to pick up one. Pre-fire's coming out on the Sledge, but unfortunately misses, and Sledge manages to get the pre-fire as well, taking Vesper off the board and securing the refrag. But now one more upstairs, this time it being the Jaeger, the champion, missing his shots. That should have been an easy kill, he wasn't paying attention, but Nayakul manages to get a nice cheeky flick onto the champion, taking him off the board and putting his team at 4 bodies ahead of the 2, but shots from the smoke below managed to completely change this, as we also see Team Solaire getting a beautiful little headshot. Now left in a 1v2 though, Team Solaire has 12 kills to his name, and still a lot more to do. The C4 comes out, it's placed in a really bad location though, so he's got to decide exactly what to do with it. Decides the best thing to do is just destroy it, as now Capital Bolt keeps him in this corner as he's on such low health, but instead, maybe didn't realise the fire was there, but he walks into the fire and the flames, and he trips over, as with only 10 health left, those flames are just a little bit too toasty for him to cope with in his little Nike trainers, so he falls to the floor, being taken off the board there by the well-placed Capital Bolt from Joshua. Just a quick look at the scores on the doors so far. Currently on the side of Hungry Pandas, we've seen Team Solaire and Karma absolutely fragging out. Team Solaire, of course, the one right at the very top, 12 kills and also 5 assists, the most assists on his team. So not only has he got 12 kills himself, but the ones he hasn't been able to absolutely secure for definite, he has helped with 5 assists in there. Karma also picking up some of the numbers, with Vesper following close behind. The Champion and Leechy maybe not popping off as much as they need to right now, but hopefully they will get some momentum moving forward into this one. And they have been there when needed, and maybe not. They're playing a bit more on the supporting roles, so they aren't required to get the kills. On the side of Zodiac, though, we see Q-Raid and Karmaz both getting 9 and 11 accordingly. Q-Raid, of course, getting an ace in one of the previous rounds, pushing into the hooker site upstairs, proving his worth in the team. Naokul, Woods and Joshua all on slightly less at 6, 4 and 4. But of course, they are doing their part where required. Joshua using a well-placed Capital Bolt at the end of the previous one. Woods having his own share of good plays. And Naokul, of course, getting a couple of lucky flicks there. Getting a very nice flick onto Karma, sorry, playing on top floor in VIP when he pushed in and was completely unaware of his presence. Still managed to win that gunfight, though, and walk away, giving his team an advantage. Although he was taken out a little bit later, it certainly meant that there was not more bodies of Hungry Pandas left on the board when an execution was trying to happen. Slight different setup coming here. 3 players from the side of Hungry Pandas actually in sight now. We see the Champion, Vesper and Leechy all playing on his site, and we also see Team Solaire coming to join in the action as well. The only member currently off site is Karma, who's playing over in the blue bar area, looking over towards office right now. Hasn't seen anybody yet, as no members of Zodiac are actually pushing from this area just yet. I don't even think there's anyone on the roof. No. So Karma is nice and safe as it is right now. It seems that most of the players from Zodiac are going to be focusing around this surface entrance take. I can only see 4 members of Zodiac so far. Not sure where the final 5th one is. Oh, it is Q-Raid all the way over on his own stump, droning himself into Sunrise, deciding if he wants to push here. Of course, if the timing is perfect for Karma, he may be able to pick up Q-Raid as he pushes through Sunrise. At the moment, though, the remaining members of Zodiac are trying to play these vertical angles into service and also play around the main door. Let's have a little look at what Q-Raid's doing, though, over here, pushing up through into close on Sunrise. Just waiting to find out what's going on. Karma seems completely unaware at the moment that there is anybody even over in Sunrise, as he's just completely looking towards the CC angle. Karma's, though, starting to apply a pressure from the main entrance, manages to pick up Vesper, who was starting to play very aggressively in that main reception. Naokul still playing above, trying to get those sledge angles. Nobody up with him. He's being a little bit paranoid after the previous round, getting almost taken out. But this time he's looking, and now Q-Raid is in sight. Leechy gets completely taken out as he's looking the wrong way. Immunity's on drone, gets also beautifully shot in the face by Q-Raid, by the Champion. But Team Solaire runs up, confirms that kill, and downs him on the floor, doing bits still for his team. Now runs all the way over into Sunrise to get away from this. The plant, though, coming out from Joshua. The call maybe not being made. Pre-fire's coming out, bit of damage being done to Joshua, but he's already out of there, and the plant is now down. Naokul is still above, trying to play these vertical angles onto the bandits of Team Solaire. Karma needs to start applying some pressure here, but they're both down in the site. With those vertical angles being played, it's going to be very difficult to get the defuse off here. But as I say that, Karma absolutely destroys Naokul playing on that vertical angle. Shots coming out from Woods LDC from the main entrance. Nothing quite happening here yet. Joshua manages to collect Team Solaire, though, as he does a run out. Of course, Joshua playing in the prone position does mean that those shots do not connect. And with very little time left on the board, Karma tries to do what he can there, but Woods eventually pushes into the bathroom, collects his head through that soft wall, and secures round number 10 in favour of Zodiac, putting the scores equally at 5 rounds to 5. Very interesting turn of events here. Of course, Zodiac swapping onto that offensive, and so far, Hungry Pandas not being able to hold up a very good defense against the onslaught. So this is the attack from Zodiac Gaming, or Zodiac eSports, whichever one it is. Either way, both of these teams now are only 2 rounds away from a match point. Well, 1 round away from a match point and 2 rounds away from a match win. If, of course, we see Hungry Pandas managing to get 1 round under their belt, then this may go into overtime, as certainly Zodiac are looking very strong on attack. But if Zodiac are able to finish their second half with 2 winning rounds on the offensive, then they will walk away with this map victory. Hopefully that is the case for them, but we'll have to wait and see, as there's still quite a bit of siege to be played, at least 2 rounds, as I've said already. Excuse me. So I'll have to see how this one works out. Very strange choice always coming out there from the champion playing the Melusi. I've seen several times now, and I'm sure you guys have too, using that C4 in pocket to open up hatches and areas of the floor. Today he used it on the hooker hatch right here, even though red tape had already been done. And they do have, no, they don't have anybody with a shotgun, but they do have impacts. Seems those impacts are used for 1 at the top of the Cool Vibe stairs and also 1 between the sites next to the hooker hatch. So of course the only thing that could be used on the side of Hungry Pandas was that C4. Previously I've seen it be used to open up a section of the floor and also the hatch in this aqua that drops into office, but this time that not being the case. 3 members of Hungry Pandas currently playing on this very aggressive roam, but it seems that Zodiac, either if they know this or not, they're just going very much for a heavy site push. Once again, we see Karmaz on the Nomad going onto this double window rappel. Looking towards that pink window, does have a drone on it, making sure that nobody's going to peek him from that position. Of course, the double window being a very strong position of power, but could also very easily be taken off of it at a moment's notice. Woods, though, on the other side of the map from the roof, collects Karma as he tries to rotate round. Karmaz now starts opening up this wall, trying to hold angles on into the B site. But of course, a flank may come out from one of the members of Hungry Pandas, as somebody is actually downstairs in Sunrise Bar. It is the Mozzie. Does he quite realise, though, that there is somebody out there on the double rappel? The call mustn't have come yet, but if it does, he should easily be able to pick up a kill here. Now pushes up. Pre-fire coming out, but it's far too high. Doesn't manage to pick up Karmaz, and Karmaz now answers back by starting to pre-fire. Comes off this rappel and starts pressuring the pink window. Deciding exactly what he wants to do. A missed opportunity there from Leechy. I would have personally hit that barricade and then shots, but unfortunately just the pre-fire coming out, not managing to land it. Neokul, though, on the book has now pushed into VIP, starts progressing forward, takes off the head of Vesper. Now managed to land a beautiful headshot, the double kill onto the head of Team Slayer, who was playing on that Cool Vibe stairs. The Melusi is stuck in this hooker position. Struggling with ping, it seems, still, as Neokul now pushes in, collects that kill, and a triple. Leechy, though, from below does C4 that diffuse planter of Joshua. Left on only 10 hit points, so he now has to try and rotate up and face off against 4 players on the side of Zodiac. Q-Raid gets the plant down, though, in sight. A Claymore is spotted at the top of the white stairs, but pre-fires coming out through the luggage hallway. Not too much time left on the clock here, as of course 7 seconds is required for that defuse, and with only 30 left before that time is up, Leechy now needs to decide exactly what to do, and he has no idea. Currently just running around below, maybe saving KD, trying to do something with it, as Karmaz keeps walking into a bandited wall, getting more and more life taken away. Shots coming out from above, though, as now Q-Raid swings at the bottom of the Cool Vibe corridor and takes out Leechy at the end. Some very nice shots coming out there from Q-Raid. Now we see Zodiac going on to match point. Certainly the attacking side has very much favoured them throughout this one, as so far we see them getting every single attacking round win on the trot, and so far Hungry Pandas have just not had anything to answer to them. There have been some very close moments where it's maybe got down to a 1v1 or a 2v2, but unfortunately for the side of Hungry Pandas, they have not been able to win this one at the very end, and we have seen instead Zodiac being able to assert their dominance on this very first map, and of course come out on top so far, being the first team to reach match point. Hungry Pandas still have an opportunity one round here to push this into overtime, but will we see them being able to get this game to that point? From what I've seen so far, my confidence is definitely with that of Zodiac, but with the pick of Clash being brought out on the side of Vesper, if this can be used effectively, using his teammates around him to support him as best he can, then we may see this being Hungry Pandas round, and they may be able to still win this one out. Well, not win this one out, but put it into overtime. Gives them a few more rounds to work around. But of course, all that is needed from either of these teams is one round. One round to see us into overtime, one round to see us to the end of the map, and the win for Zodiac. Which one shall we see? Vesper at the moment doesn't necessarily know exactly where he wants to be playing, as he's just sort of wandering around in that middle area between the two sites. Shield not even up yet, so of course if an early pre-fire comes out through a certain window or something, his head could be quite easily taken off, as he does not have that shield in front of him to protect him from the bullets. However, there we go, the shield now goes up. Oh, excuse me. As he starts just wandering around, waiting for somebody to push a specific angle. Zodiac seem to mostly be, once again we see the likes of Q-Raid on the Zofia deciding to push through this sunrise side. Getting a drone in there, droning himself in as no one else is around, while the remaining members of the Zodiac start pushing on this side. And there we go, Q-Raid getting a very nice early pick onto the Legion, who was playing in blue bar, taking his head clean off. He now drones himself in and sees that the Clash is pushing up to his position. And he now decides exactly how he's going to be taking this gunfight. In fact, he just decides that, you know what, screw that, it's a Clash, I ain't taking this fight. As now Karma now takes a gunfight with Neakul above, or below should I say, manages to win that through the floor, taking out Neakul, who was playing on those vertical angles. Shots coming out towards the Nomad of Karmaz, unfortunately missing it. Does he realise that Diffuser's down upstairs? He certainly shouldn't, because points are off. But of course, if he saw that Diffuser drop to the floor, then maybe he does. Currently, though, we see the champions sort of just chilling in between the two sites, maybe having some ping issues again. But now Karma being taken out through the floor by Q-Raid, who has now rotated up there into the VIP. Yes, indeed, the champion has lagged out, unfortunately, meaning that the side of Hungry Pandas is outnumbered 2-1. As we now see the numbers go 4 players against the 2 of, Hungry Pandas. Team Solaire and Vesper being the 2 left. Of course, the Clash and one of the heavy fraggers for the side still being alive does mean that this could go in their favour. Sound cues coming out that someone's coming down the white stairs. This position is very difficult to play. I don't know what it is with the sound at the bottom of these white stairs, but it's very difficult to understand. Beautiful shot there for Team Solaire, managed to get the head of Woods. And Vesper drops his shield for a second and manages to secure himself a kill onto Q-Raid. It's now a 2v2 situation. They still have Clash on board. Clash get that shield back up. I don't think running around with the gun out is necessarily the best play. The C4 comes out, possibly taking out a Nomad on the run out, but Team Solaire decides not to push it. Clash, though, having dropped that shield does mean that she was able to be shot. Shots coming out for Team Solaire, does get a double kill as he pre-fires the shot onto Josh's head, and another one through the wall, secures the round for Hungry Pandas. Team Solaire getting a beautiful headshot onto Karmaz there. Didn't quite realise he was in, just went for a pre-fire, and the head of Karmaz just dropped perfectly into place, lined up, and allowed the man to take it clean off his shoulders, securing the overtime between these two teams. A very close matchup so far. I'm going to quickly pause the timer while we wait for the champions to join back into this lobby. Hopefully there aren't too many issues with the connection, but we'll just have to wait and see. I just need to quickly go across and check the Discord, see what's going on in this one. Karmaz, if you are in chat, you just shouldn't be. We're just currently waiting for one of the players of Hungry Pandas to join back into the lobby, and then we will continue with this game. And yes, I have paused for those asking in that chat. Although if they can hear me, then they're currently in chat. I'm just going to check this. Hang on. How does one check these things? I know how to check these things. Anyway. Let me just see who is currently in chat. Karmaz is still in chat. Karmaz? Apologies for the slight delay, everybody. Currently, Champion is having an issue joining back in, so we are just being delayed a little bit longer. Try restart, then join. Yeah, sorry for the silence, everybody. There's just a lot going off in this chat, so I need to focus on that for a second while we try and get Champion back in. Yes, I restart the game and I can't join. Relax, guys. Cool. If Champion cannot join back in, we will have to go for a rehost. Of course, being at overtime at this point does mean that I can just whack in that each team has won. Well, it'll take me a while to put everything in, but each team will have won 6 rounds apiece. So we will have to see. Yes, we can rehost. Yes, we can. Rehost has been called due to the fact that Champion cannot get back in. So I'm going to have to reset up this game, and we will see overtime played shortly. So if you would all please bear with me while I get this all sorted out, that'd be greatly appreciated. There we go. It will take me a few minutes to get this all sorted out and back into place so that we, of course, are at the same position where we are right now. And if anybody can remind me of what the bans were, that would be greatly appreciated, because although I just looked at it, I completely forgot. I believe it was Jackal, Mirror, Monty, and Valk. I hope I got that right. We need a custom game, create online. Do bear with me while I get this one all set back up. Create a spectator, yep. I'm not going to remember exactly what rounds happened on which sites, but I'm just going to make sure it's input in so that we are on the overtime. But the band operators were Monty, Jackal, Mirror, and Valkyrie. That's done. And overtime will be the orange team. Actually, I need to just wait until they're back in. Let me invite everybody from the list. Bear with me. You'll be able to hear me at this point, but you won't be able to actually see what I'm doing. So you can't see my friends list. Oh no. There we go. 10 invites being sent out right there. Hopefully everybody can get back in nice and quick. And once this is done, we'll get this one underway. So we need 12 rounds having been played. There we are. So I need half, so these be orange wins. This is a very It's a very interesting way for me to be doing this, but we will get there in the end. Then these need to be blue wins. Hooker, hooker, service, hooker, service, hooker. Sure, that works. Everybody's got 6 wins apiece. Once you've got everybody in, I then just, yes, I need to... So yes, orange team is Zodiac. So they will be on the attack first in overtime. And the blue team start the main attack. Perfect, I've got everything set up. And then we will go from there. Once I've got the go-ahead from both sides, we will get back underway into this one. Hopefully I've got everything set up, so we should be going straight into overtime. And of course we shall see Zodiac starting on the offensive. That certainly gives them the advantage heading into this one, as we've seen so far. Zodiac, of course, managing to win most of their rounds on the offensive, meaning that, of course, they certainly would have my vote in winning this one so far. But with this short break, we may, of course, see... excuse me. Owen competes in his own... we OT attack. Yes. Yes. Cool. Apologies, I just had a message about my dinner, which is very important to me. So I just had to see that. Are we still in chat? Huh? Oh. I know what he means. Let me just reload this page, Carmas, and I'll check for you. No, he's gone. Apologies for all of this, everybody. Right, we are going back into this one. Attacking OT is set for Zodiac, and as long as I've got this all right, which fingers crossed I do, then yes, we will see. Anyway, round number 13, we are into the overtime rounds right here. Currently each team having 6 apiece, and starting on the offensive we see Zodiac. This is almost like a brand new game between these two. Of course, the first one getting to the 8 round wins that they need will be the team that wins this one out. Of course, we will just have to wait and see exactly what happens. And SPRX, yes indeed, who won the first game I did not see. You didn't see because we haven't actually finished the first game. We're currently sat at 6-6 on the overtime. So you've tuned back in at just the right moment to watch the end of this one. 3 rounds is the maximum that we're going to see, which is very good because my dinner will be on its way soon, and I can't be not having that. So I unfortunately will be having to drop off after this game and not be able to cast the second one. But with some of the calls that have been going from both teams, I think they would probably prefer this one if it is off stream, because unfortunately with my current setup I cannot give you a proper delay. There's only about a 5 to 10 second delay between when the information is streamed from my PlayStation and it arrives at Twitch. So of course, depending on your internet, that depends on how, of course, long the delay is. But unfortunately I cannot extend that at the moment any longer. I would need to stream via my PC or something like that if I was going to do it, and at the moment I just do not have that as an option, unfortunately. We see the side of Hungry Pandas deciding to go back down into this kitchen for this next hold, deciding exactly what they want to do. Unfortunately as well, we might have missed some of the kills. So for the person who is setting up the what's the word I'm looking for? Who's doing any of the stats for this league? I do apologise.
10 seconds to go.
I do deeply apologise because yeah, you should be. You're gonna have a tough time getting some of the stats of this game because everybody's now sat at 0 kills. But so far, of course, we saw Team Solaire going off on one. I think he had 15, 16, maybe even 17 kills when we ended the previous game to get champion back into this one. Unfortunately, having some connectivity issues, meaning that he was not able to join back into the game, meaning a rehost was called and actioned. Now though, with 3 rounds left to play maximum, we will see exactly who of these two teams will be the better ones. Curade once again being on this Zofia, this time going to the roof though, rather than playing down towards the sunrise bar. May rotate there later in the game though, depending on what presents itself to him. 4 members of Zodiac are playing around this service entrance once again though. This seems to be the place that they're going to be wanting to push their assaults. The champion once again still having some ping issues and internet issues. Man, you need to get those sorted out as you're currently lagging in a corner. It's not what you want from one of your team members, as unfortunately this will mean that there is 1 gun less on the side of Hungry Pandas for this one. Although some of the big guns like Team Solaire and Karma are still alive, although Karma has taken a small amount of damage already, whether that was shots through the rotate or whether that was just the firebolt that was placed by Joshua. Flash is coming out now from the repelling Blackbeard. Upside down on this service entrance. He's going to be very difficult to push off unless a run out happens, because he does have that shield in his pocket. Still has both of them as well on him, so none of them is damaged. As Karma gets taken out exactly as I say that by Naekul on this upside down repel. Q-Raid as well picks off Team Solaire on his roam on the Cool Vibe stairs. Now applying pressure upstairs. Joshua picks up Vesper, who was absolutely knocked flying on his feet as he tried to do a run out from the double door. And now it's left in a 2v5 with Lychee and the champion being the last 2 on side. The champion, of course, having those ping issues, unfortunately might not be able to do too much here. Of course, he swings out. He does see that Capital, but unfortunately Naekul is still on the upside down repel, covering Joshua, who is now in and getting that diffuser down. Left in a 1v5 situation, would LDN manage to pick up Lychee as he tries to rotate back into sight. And a flawless attacking round coming out on the side of, Zodiac means that they now get 1 round ahead in this overtime position. 1 more win for them and they will be looking to secure and win this first map. So we will have to wait and see how this one plays out. But as I say, only 1 round now needed on the side of Zodiac to secure this first map for them. The second map you guys will be going over to will be Oregon, where Zodiac begin on the defensive and Hungry Pandas begin on the offensive. Hopefully Hungry Pandas are able to make this round work for them and push this one into the overtime match point, where we see both teams on 7-7 apiece. But of course, if we see a good defense coming out now on the side of Zodiac, they may just be able to stop this one in its tracks and end this one right here before we are able to see the full overtime between these two teams. Opting to go for this hooker billiard site as their chosen site for this final defensive round that they will be playing. It's one of the ones where they were able to get some good ground on, so hopefully this is one where they are able to once again win it out. Unfortunately not able to win any of the kitchen service, any of the times they went to the kitchen service site, so instead opting to go for upstairs in this hooker one. Q-Raid though going downstairs, looks like he might be playing an aggressive angle, but he has been spotted out by a drone in the bottom corner. I don't think he quite saw it, he certainly heard it at that point. So now he spins back round and he goes and shoots that drone. Maybe cheeky spawn peek going to come out from Q-Raid. I wouldn't be unsurprised if he did so. Currently just sat in the office though, waiting for somebody to push from this side. But currently Hungry Pandas deciding exactly not to do that. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. A couple of members of Zodiac playing around the Cool Vibe stairs. A couple on the roam, as we saw, of course, Q-Raid being all the way downstairs, and the Mozzie of Naekul being over in the penthouse Is that theatre room? I believe that's theatre room. My calls may be slightly outdated, so apologies if they're incorrect. But the rest of Zodiac are playing relatively close to site, able to push into specific positions as required. The Ace currently playing from the roof, opening up that pink wall into the back of the pink bar, trying to get some long angles into sight. This is Team Solaire playing up here as the Ace. Can a good execution come out here on the side of Hungry Pandas to get this one to the full overtime? Damage being done onto Neakul. Who exactly is he coming to fight against right now? I'm not quite sure. As shots now ring out, and it looks like Karma is pushing forwards towards his position. Pre-fire's coming out, but unfortunately looks away at the wrong time as Neakul managed to swing the angle and collect Karma, putting him down on the floor. That is not what Hungry Pandas needed in this overtime position. Their backs are now against the wall in a 4v5 situation. They have to make something work here. As the champion goes up onto this double window rappel, Vesper starts pushing on the hooker balcony. Team Slayer is still on the roof trying to pick anybody off as they try and cross back into sight. Meanwhile, Lychee has pushed up and taken the VIP lounge position, but is deciding exactly what is happening and what they're going to do. Unfortunately not able to see through walls like we can, so doesn't spot the Mozzie of Neakul still playing over in theatre room, who is now starting to push up. Another kill coming out, this time on to Karmaz playing on that Jaeger. Managed to pick up Vesper, who was playing on that Aqua Repel. Lychee being pressured here now by the Mozzie. Team Solaire though does pick up a kill onto Q-Raid, but instantly Joshua refrags back with a kill onto Team Solaire. Lychee now managed to pick up Neakul as the champion picks up Karmaz. It's now a 2v2 situation with 40 seconds left on the clock. This could still happen for the side of Hungry Pandas. One of the players though, Joshua, is playing below, watching for that default plant spot with a shotgun in hand and C4 to play with if required. Woods LDN is playing upstairs though, has not yet been spotted by that drone, but shots now coming out from the Nomad, looking completely the wrong direction. Woods able to pick up Lychee as he starts pushing down from the VIP angle, and now the champion is the last member left upstairs, trying to know exactly what to do, but a shot coming up through the floor from Joshua. Unfortunately does a load of damage, doesn't have C4, doesn't have the diffuser in hand, and shots coming from the Cool Vibe stairs, and a final goo in the leg puts the champion down on his arse and wins this map number 1 for Zodiac Gaming. And very well played to both of these teams, bringing this all the way to the overtime match points. Whew. God, that was a bit of a wild ride for everybody. This is definitely an attacker-sided map, and of course we saw that with, of course, Hungry Pandas going 5-1 in the first half, and Zodiac Gaming managing to take it all the way to winning 5 on the trot themselves, but unfortunately right at the very end, Hungry Pandas were able to get 1 round on side, pushing us into OT, but eventually Zodiac were able to come through with the eventual win, getting 2 rounds on the trot, and attacking and a defense, winning out this first map of Coastline. Second game map we will see them go to is Oregon, but unfortunately for all of you lovely people watching today, I will not be able to be streaming that one. I have to go off, and unfortunately for you guys, fortunately for me, I have to go and get my dinner shortly after this one. I'm just going to wait and see what is happening with regards to the next match being hosted and who's going to be streaming it. Of course, if it is someone who I follow who is going to be streaming it, then I'll get a raid sorted out so you guys can just be transferred straight over to the second map. Unfortunately not. Who will stream POV? Or do you have another caster? They're all saying they're recording, but I know you guys want to watch the second game, so I'm trying to get it all sorted out so you can go over to somebody's channel and watch the second game. But we'll see exactly what happens on this one. Hopefully we'll get an answer nice and soon. Seems that Joshua will be looking to maybe stream this one. But I know how to check my views. No one from Hungry Pandas has been stream sniping. Elemental X, put it on Oregon. I would put it on Oregon, but unfortunately, as I've said already, I have to go for my dinner, unfortunately, this evening. Otherwise, I would be streaming the second game for you lovely people. But unfortunately, I have to get going to go eat some food. So somebody will be taking over the stream. Go onto your channel, click chat, and then there is an option to view the viewers. Sorry everybody for the slight delay, just trying to get this sorted out, but it seems that the members of Zodiac are being are faffing about trying to get this one sorted out. Anyway, I'm just going to leave this a lobby. There's no point in me staying around in it. So hopefully somebody else can take over that, and hopefully they also get a stream up and running nice and soon, so I can get a raid sorted out for you lovely people who are still watching, so we can get them moved across. Channel points for the winners. Yes, I should have sorted out the prediction. So all of the channel points should have now been divvied up between the people that decided on what they wanted to do. I'm just waiting to find out exactly what's going to happen and if I can transfer you guys over to anybody. But also, for those of you that are a little bit interested and have probably seen, I am currently saving up for an alpha pack opening, if you can't already tell. Hopefully you guys will be interested in maybe coming and joining me and watching that at the time when I'm able to go for the opening. So yes, I've currently got 56,000 renown. I'm hoping to get to the 180,000 that I need to buy 50 more packs, and of course by that point I'll just have naturally got more packs, hopefully. So we can do a very big pack opening at that point. Hopefully we'll be around 200, maybe more at that point, but we'll just have to wait and see. Our Team Solaire managed to end up joining me. No. Josh is sorting out the host. I'm just going to quickly ask if Joshua can get his stream up and running nice and quick. There we go. Thank you all for sticking around so far. I know there's you've probably got better things to do, but hopefully once the game gets up and running and Josh gets his stream going, I can get that raid sorted out for you lovely people and you can go over and watch the second map. This one, of course, will be in a very different perspective since it will be from the first person perspective. And it'll be from Josh's point of view. But hopefully it's still enjoyable all the same. And you'll be able to hear some of the comms as well, which will be quite interesting to see. Especially on the side of Zodiac. But whatever happens, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, especially those of you that have dropped me a follow. If you haven't already, but you do like what I'm doing at the moment, whether that be the casting or whether just anything Siege related, then do feel free to drop a follow. It is free, so it doesn't cost you a penny, and it helps me out at no end, so it would be greatly appreciated. If, of course, you do feel like maybe giving a little bit more, then there is now a subscribe button down there, and it means that you can give me a small bit of money, which would be greatly appreciated. But, of course, it's your own money. You do with it what you will, so no pressure on that one, but it would be greatly appreciated if you would consider doing it, that you might drop me a subscription. No pressure to do so, of course, from me. Thank you, by the way, Crocs ECG, for dropping me a follow. Greatly appreciated, my dude. Of course, anytime you tune into any of my streams, it greatly helps me out. And of course, if you want to interact a bit more, the more you watch my streams, the more you can build up those channel points and the more big bucks you can spend on these predictions that I put down when I'm doing my casts. So I will also try and get some predictions rolled out when I maybe just stream me playing Siege with my mates. But of course, those games aren't happening just yet. When they do, though, if you do feel like tuning in and joining me for doing some either ranked, unranked, whatever I might be doing that evening, then it is greatly appreciated. Come in and have a chat and stuff. I will try and announce when those streams are happening, though, so everything will get sorted. Hopefully, though, everything is now getting sorted out on Joshua's end, so I can get the... Is Josh live? No, he's not live yet. God damn it. I'm just waiting for him to go live. As soon as he's gone live, I will leave you lovely people in his very capable hands as you go in to watch the second map. But like I say, he's got to set all his streaming and stuff up, so there might be a short delay. Great casting, thanks a lot. No worries, S-Dragon. Thanks for the love, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. Unfortunately, of course, the next game will not be casted, but feel free to stick around if you want to see how this best of two comes out between Zodiac versus Hungry Pandas. Of course, the two teams showing that they're very evenly matched on a map such as Coastline, but on a map such as Oregon, where maybe strats are a little bit heavier, will of course we see one of the other teams come out on top. That will yet to be found out, and I'm looking forward to seeing the score after I have finished my dinner. But unfortunately for now, fortunately for you guys though, the stream is up and running on Joshua's side, I believe, so I'm about to drop a raid over there to him. But unfortunately for you guys, I will be now heading off for my dinner. Thank you all, though, for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate it, as always. And I will catch all of you next time when, of course, it lets me actually raid Josh's channel. It's not showing, despite the fact I just got a notification that he's just gone live. That's always useful. Oh, well, I now faff around trying to sort this stuff out. You guys can just enjoy. Why is it not finding his channel? I follow him. Oh. There we go, I have now found it. So I'm about to get a raid started for you, lovely people. I hope you have a good time watching the second game. But for now, I will sign off and leave you in Josh's very capable hands. Enjoy yourselves and speak to you in the next stream. Peace out. Come on then, buddy, let's get ready to raid. There's only 4 of you ready. Just giving you a few more of you a little bit of time to get ready to go. Okay, I'll give you a countdown. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Good luck, everybody. Have an enjoyable Sunday evening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.